Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to pimp your LinkedIn profile. Now I know a lot of people don't use LinkedIn, or they don't use it fully. LinkedIn, somebody once told me LinkedIn is your CV that never sleeps, and certainly if you are looking for a job, or even if you're not looking but you think you might be looking in the near future, you want to get a decent LinkedIn photo. But also if you're in business, particularly if you're in B2B, so you sell to other businesses, then LinkedIn is absolutely where you want to be. Or if your target market, if you're in business to consumer, if your target market is kind of corporate professionals, then you want to be on LinkedIn, because that's kind of where they hang out when they have their corporate hat on. They're still on Facebook, but when they're on Facebook, they probably just want to see photos of their family and cat videos. So if you want to catch them as a corporate consumer, then LinkedIn is the place to be. So the 5 ways to pimp your LinkedIn profile. Number 1, you need to have a nice photo or a headshot ideally. I don't think mine is a headshot. I think I've got a close-up of one which is a headshot and one which is me kind of like sitting down presenting. So I've kind of got that combination like as my kind of cover shot and my profile picture. But yeah, you definitely need a photo. I know some people don't go for this, but I know as somebody that recruits quite a lot, and I always check out people's LinkedIn profile when I get their CV as well. And sometimes I've actually started saying to recruiters, where's their LinkedIn profile? Like, why aren't they on LinkedIn? Because I don't know, just to me it sends a message if somebody's not on LinkedIn but they're in the corporate space. So and definitely if there's no photo, that I find that really off-putting. So definitely it's a bit like on Twitter, just having like an egg for your icon rather than a photo. So on LinkedIn you definitely need a nice photo. Secondly, I personally think to be taken serious on LinkedIn, I think you need at least 500 connections. You want it to be saying like 500 plus. This might sound controversial, but I would say it almost doesn't matter how you get those 500. Don't be all spammy and just be sending them to anybody. You should, just by sending connection requests to all of your friends, all of your family, and all of your co-workers, you should be able to get close to 500, just everybody you can think of. You know, I think LinkedIn has this handy tool where it can trawl through your email contacts and it can automatically send them a LinkedIn request. Now, you might kind of like be feeling a bit shy and not want to do that, but to be honest, if you want your profile to look decent, allow LinkedIn to do that and just kind of go with it. You know, because if you're gonna be on, you might as well be on, yeah. Third one I've got in terms of how to pimp your LinkedIn profile is to go networking for real, as in like in the real life. So go to networking events. What will happen when you go to networking events is you can actually connect with people on LinkedIn that you meet at those networking events and drive some engagement as well, which is obviously what you want. You don't just want the connections, you want engagement. There's this really neat thing on LinkedIn which somebody literally showed me last weekend, which was how you can switch this setting on LinkedIn so it will find potential kind of like new contacts nearby. So it's almost like a kind of airdrop type thing. I must admit, so she showed this to me and I was sat next to her and we both put this thing on LinkedIn, but our phones couldn't find each other. So I don't know how well it works, to be honest, but apparently that is such a thing. So I would say go networking. You know, people that you meet, either do it when you kind of like, either collect their business cards if it's really fast networking, or when you meet somebody, just sort of say, oh, can I connect with you on LinkedIn? And actually, one tip in terms of the easiest way to find them on LinkedIn is to open up your LinkedIn, give them your phone to kind of type their own name in, and then they can find themselves and give it back to you, and that's probably the most simple way, okay? Fourth tip to pimp your profile is to find a good profile that you can learn from. And notice I say learn from and not copy from. Find a good profile that's maybe in a similar field to you, where they've got really good engagement, they've got lots of followers, their profile really stands out, and just kind of learn from what they're doing. You know, what are the sorts of content that they're posting? What are they commenting on? Have they written any articles? Kind of just get a sense of how it flows, and also things like the length of the experience that they're writing. Particularly if you are looking for a job, you have to make sure that, you know, your titles, as in like your headlines for each role, and the length of the descriptions that you're putting in for each role, as well as the information that you're putting in. So obviously that's got to be quite punchy, and it's got to be quite delivery focused. So what was the result of each of the roles? What were some of the standout projects that you were involved in? Just make sure that your profile's really strong from that perspective. And then the fifth and final tip for pimping your LinkedIn profile is to post regularly and post with personality. But because it's LinkedIn, I also have got to say keep it professional. Now, there are LinkedIn police. You know, they don't dress like police, so they look like normal people like you and me, normal users, but believe me, they are policing LinkedIn. And if you put stuff on there that they deem to be unfit for LinkedIn, you will know about it, because they will be telling you, this is not Facebook, get it off LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. So just kind of go easy. I mean, I personally quite like when people bring some humanity to LinkedIn. You know, I don't have a problem with it at all, and I think slowly over time we'll see LinkedIn start to become a lot more like Facebook anyway. So I think that people are kind of just getting their knickers in a twist about nothing. But yeah, that's my fifth and final tip: post regularly with personality. Okay, that's it. That's 5 tips for pimping your LinkedIn profile. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more of these kind of like careers advice, or kind of like social media tips for business, or just ways that you can have a happier, healthier life, then subscribe to the channel, and also press on the little bell so that you get the notifications. Okay, I'll see you next time. Thanks guys, bye.